Are we recording? It's on, yeah.
Oh, we're on, huh? We're live here. We're not live. We're just recording, right?
We're just recording.
Oh, I thought we'd go live. I can't keep up. You go live 4 nights a week now, so I don't know if we're going live or if we're recording or if we're doing a TV show or doing a stunt, breaking a world record.
What else?
I don't know what's going on.
The hell else do you need from us? I mean, we're just trying to just keep content coming.
Pouring it on.
That is what we're doing.
I got a serious question for y'all. Maybe y'all know the answer. You can educate me on this. And maybe I shouldn't be upset. Maybe I'm wrong for being upset over this, but it bothers me. It irks me a little bit. Like, all right, so our garbage runs on Monday. And when they come, they have the cans where you hook them up the back, boom, boom, it dumps them in, and the guy gets it and wheels it back, sets it right back where he got it from, right? But they leave the lid open on every one of them. Is that by design, or is that just being, because I feel like, now it's raining, especially when it's raining, you know what I mean? It's like, now I got all this water in my garbage can, and I'm like, dude, I feel like that's going back against you next time you come next week, because I ain't taking the time to go dumping water out. I just roll it back up. Yeah, or are they doing me a favor at trying to air it out? If they are, I feel like an asshole.
Yeah, they're leaving it open to air it out. You should dump it out with the water and then start putting your garbage in it.
So they're doing me a favor. That's by design.
So let me ask you this, do they have a guy on the back that's like picking up the trash cans too, or is this all just like
yes.
the automated?
It's not automated. Nope. There's a guy back there that hooks it up and does it all. And they're nice. That's why I'm wondering. I'm like, man, are they just don't want to take that extra time to reclose that lid, or is it they actually trying to let it air out?
Probably a combo. It's probably from corporate. They say leave them open. We want them to air them out.
Okay. Well, maybe I shouldn't be upset about it, because it's like, for me, I've even got kind of spiteful. Like, well,
I'm the opposite.
You gonna let it rain in there? See what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna leave it in there next week.
If I have no trash in my trash can, I go open my trash can so it'll get rain in there and rinse it out. That way I can dump it and it'll clean it out a little bit.
Give it a little.
But I'm also the psycho who made pour a can of bleach in my dumpster every year or two.
Well, that's not a bad idea. That stuff gets rank in there.
I put dog crap in mine on the reg too. So,
I mean, you got it.
Just a raw turd into the can, or do you go?
No, it's in the little bag gimmicks.
Oh, okay.
The little on the roll deals.
Let me ask y'all this about a garbage can. So some people are more anal than others on cans. Like, everything that goes in your can, is it in some sort of a liner before it goes in there, or do you just throw stuff in there?
You can just throw stuff in mine. Like, whatever's in there is going to dump out. I threw a space heater in mine the other day. So, I mean, yeah, it's just whatever. I don't think they want you to put oil and stuff in there, of course. But, I mean, has that stopped me? Hell no, it hadn't stopped me. You can't stop this train,
I don't
Blasi.
I'm good
when it comes to getting rid of some grease in the city.
Oh, my God.
Get it up off the ground. Whatever it takes to get it in the can and not the ground, I'm good with that. Let's do that.
Dude, my mom's can looks like it's brand new every time, so I feel real obligated. I get out with even a fast food or anything. I'm like, I feel bad just throwing things in there, because they'll dump it. It looks like a brand new garbage can every time. I'm not on that level at all. Mine looks like somebody vomited in the bottom of mine right now.
There's people that go around and clean garbage cans. Like, you can pay them. They come,
Blasi
they get
all
the
nothing.
No, I mean, I don't know why you can't get a power washer or water hose. Do it your dang self. But yeah, those people are out there. Interesting way to start the show tonight, Blasi. I had no idea that was coming. That's always. I even took a picture
today, just down the street. Just every garbage can was open. I was like, man, I mean, they just want it to rain in there, huh? And just cause a problem. Because I just don't feel like most people are. I actually dump the water out. Okay, I do dump it, but I just think most people don't want to do that, and they just want to roll their can back, especially old lady. And that's a big can. Like, how are they even going to move this thing around? I think it's going to get garbage on top of water. The next time we're going to have maggots. You're going to have a bigger problem.
That's exactly right. Garbage cans and garbage plans, Blasi, bring us up to the latest on BARP. Are you in or are you out?
I like how you emphasized out. Like, why'd you emphasize out?
I just want to say it. I just was
just for dramatic effect.
Dramatic effect, yeah. I think he's in, people. I think he's in. I don't know.
Man, I'll be honest with you. From the last time that we talked, I'd have to say the number has probably dropped a little bit in the likelihood. Oh, no. Yeah, because, all right, so today was supposed to be Monday was supposed to be a start day, and I got delayed a little bit in the start. So now Monday is turning into a Wednesday, which is also putting us up against a schedule. They've got a rigid, first 4-week schedule that they're trying to stick to. So I don't know what that means. I really won't know what that means until after Wednesday now. So I thought today I'd know more, and Tuesday really know more, and by Wednesday things would come into focus.
Right.
Not happening at all. So that's really just I don't know, man. I don't know. Now I'll tell you what I have done. I'm no fool. I've booked a room. Like, what I mean? Like, I've done that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, good. Well, I've booked rooms. I'm in 100%. Tammy and I are going to be en route. We're not going to get there till late Friday. We're going to take our time getting there, have us a fun little trip. Plus, my brother-in-law, her brother, lives in Lakeland, so we're probably going to have dinner with them on Friday, Friday night sometime, and then Saturday, get it cranking. I've already heard from John Costeca. He's reached out. I've talked to Gary Cantrell. I know Big E's going to be there. Mike Rucker's going to be there. Some other folks that listen to the show on the reg, they're going to be there. So I'm looking forward to meeting all of you guys, and those that I didn't mention, looking forward to meeting y'all too. And I'm man, my fingers are so daggum crossed that Blasi can make it and show up.
Oh, dude, I want to be there more than anything.
I know you do. You've only talked about this the whole time since since Bubba was ever mentioned for the first time on the Tigs Bits show.
Yeah, man.
BARP has been the end goal. So I know how much it means to you. So I know that you're going to do everything that you can to get there. Good news.
Let me ask you this. Where y'all eating at? Have you where y'all meeting to eat? Have y'all decided somewhere around Tampa?
We haven't got that far.
Okay, never mind.
The wives are having that conversation, but open to suggestion.
Well, I would just go ahead and tell you right now, if there's one place I just had to say, not necessarily like Burns, the nicest steakhouse or this, but a really great experience that really represents Tampa down in Ybor City, to go to the Columbia and schedule it during one of their flamenco shows and go in there and get that unbelievable food, man. That place has been there. What is it? It's 1905. You get that 1905 salad and the whole experience of the flamenco show. I think they do seatings at like 7 and 9 or something like that. Dude, it is really, really cool, historic, awesome, fantastic food. Yeah. Very family style type deal. It's cool. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, look, I mean, it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to just to being there. It looks like, I think on Wednesday, maybe Thursday, they're doing a hog roast, which we're not going to be there. We're going to miss that, but I wish I was going to be there. It sounds like I love those. I love them.
Me too.
Pig roast. And then Friday, I think it's Bubba 199. We're going to be out and about doing our thing that night, but I know that will be fun. They're going to get in it. And then Saturday, I'm thinking Blasi, I don't know how it'll all work out, but I think they all meet at the hotel a little bit and kind of get pre-gaming before the game.
Oh yeah,
I'm thinking that Tales from the BARP could potentially happen. The mics are going to go with me. I would love to interview some of the guys and gals that are going to be there that are big, huge Bubba Army folks, and get a new perspective for our Tales segments that we do. So I think that, I'm going to bring it. So
that has to happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
And you're staying right next door to that hotel. So you're able to get the hotel right next door to
now,
it.
I'm not going to take the mic
set up blunt while you're interviewing them.
There's no telling what's going to happen,
guys.
I'm not taking it to the royalty party, though. I'm not taking the
I get that. No, I get that.
I'm not doing any of that.
No,
that's just for the potential pregame. There's a small window. Yeah, it's the tailgate. That's what it is.
Exactly what it is.
That's what it is. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. It doesn't start till 8, Blasi. So I think that you can get there. I'm just saying, doesn't start till 8.
Yeah.
From my understanding. The bus is going to get there and pick everybody up at the hotel about 7:30. So I have no idea what to expect. Obviously, we're going to be talking about this next week with with our experience, but yeah.
Man,
So
yeah.
well, there's your update.
So there's a bus that gets you? I didn't know this.
From what I understand, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard on the show they were talking about there was, but the hotel's 3 blocks is just far enough away. They were kind of hush on it that there might be using a trailer with hay bales. Possibly,
yeah, they were talking about doing a damn hayride at one point. I don't.
So we'll see.
I mean, which would have been par for the course, and I think fun.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
yes, I think
you need a bonfire and a weenie roast if you're going to start doing that too, though.
Well, that's what they thought. They don't need to be parading around on hay bales on a tractor trailer, everybody drinking and smoking and partying, just riding through the streets, Tampa. But it's only 3 blocks. You'll be fine. I've been there. It's crazy anyway.
Yeah. Sounds like the post game, the post party is at the Dollhouse. So that God only knows how interesting that gets.
The good old.
And Bubba says he's going to be there this year. He's going to make an appearance.
He's going?
That's what he says. He said it today.
Yeah, that's just
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's here.
It is here. It is here. I have no idea what to expect.
I'm taking the over on Blasi making it.
Do what?
I'm taking the over on Blasi making it.
I'm taking it too. I think Blasi's going to be there.
I bet Blasi ends up there.
Yeah. I know that it's going to absolutely crush him if he's not, because I'm going to send pictures the whole time of what's happening and just start to give him FOMO. So
if you got to warm them up for us either way, because unfortunately I have a show Saturday, which the only show I have in all of January is this Saturday, same day as BARP.
Isn't that crazy?
I'm out. Isn't that crazy how that works? But next year I'm sure I won't, and I'll be. And if I don't have a show on the weekend of BARP, I'll be there from Tuesday on. I'll go down there and stay all week because my brother lives there, and Sharice and I. That's another place we really like, Safety Harbor. We stay at that little resort, old resort down there in Safety Harbor, with the natural springs and all that. It's kind of tired, but it's just right. It's on the bay there, and so yeah. If I hate, I'm not going to make it this year, but good Lord willing and the creek don't rise, I'll be there all week for all of the events next year. And if Blasi somehow doesn't make it, I'm picking him up on the way next year, and I'll call his people and tell him he's too ill to not attend.
Gotta have him.
So I hate we're gonna miss it, but I feel like we're well represented by Tigs going and Tammy going with you. I think that's enough. That's enough Tigs bits for any town to handle for the first time.
No doubt, man. No doubt. There's no doubt we're represented well there.
100%.
I just don't want to not be there.
I know it, buddy.
No,
we're friends with all those guys and gals and everybody at the Bubba world, and Bubba likes us, and we're all cool. So hopefully we'll be friends for a long time. And if can't make it this year, we'll be back next year.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'll keep the good rapport up. I'm good at that. So hopefully I don't do anything stupid. We'll see.
No, please do. They love
can't make any promises.
There, obviously. Yeah, they love it. They'll love it.
I know. I don't think I can do any wrong. It's just how bad can I go? And I'm right now, boys, I'm just letting you know, I plan on keeping it between the hedges.
Famous last words.
Straight down the highway. That's why I'm telling you right now, that is the goal.
Somebody please give this man some stuff he ought not be doing. Everybody listening, please give him a pocket full of down. Whatever you got on you. Give Tigs and Tammy one, please, for me.
Yeah, I'll take the over on that too. You ain't staying under, buddy. You ain't staying under. I'll take the over all day long on that.
Hey, and they don't even know either. He's from Louisiana too. I mean, you turned up to about 5 will be plenty for them, Tiggy.
That's the beauty of it, isn't it? It doesn't have to be an epic night. I can just dial it in, and I will turn it on. I will turn it on. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Have y'all ever been to? I think you pronounce it Wakulla Springs in Florida. Have you ever been there?
I've never been there, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
but I've never been there. Yep.
Yeah, I know that string of springs through there. Yeah.
It's completely out of nowhere, but you mentioning Safety Harbor made me think about that. I met a lady, Travel with Taryn is her name, that I met over the weekend at this event that I went to with Gabby. We've had Gabby on the Bubba Army show with her with the crazy questions and getting her answers and stuff. Well, Gabby had her event this past weekend. It was fantastic, and in New Iberia, Louisiana, went down to support all of that, and just had a lot of fun with it. So that's what made me think about it. I met Taryn, and I said, I've got a question for you. Where's a cool place that I can take my wife, since this is going to be a 50th birthday trip? We're turning this into a whole little trip. It's kind of fun and romantic, maybe, and but we don't have a lot of time. Like, we're traveling on Thursday, leaving late.
Yeah.
Probably won't get there till after dark. And that was one of the places. I don't think we're going to have enough time to really do it justice, but they have like an old hotel, very old, like built in the 30s. It's near the spring and all of that. And the rooms are more than reasonable. They're not crazy or anything. It's just, I don't know if we'd really, I think you want to be there during the day. Yeah. And even leaving Tampa and coming back on that Sunday, I'm a little concerned about how I will feel that Sunday morning. Maybe a tougher issue to try to get there. So I got to think ahead. So I don't know. I'm just rambling here, but brought in Wakulla Springs. Looks like a cool little place, and I do want to eventually go there. So I didn't know if y'all had been.
Florida has a ton of those hidden gems, little springs and lakes and all kinds of cool stuff, all up along the old Florida-Georgia highway there that goes 19, that goes up the western coast of Florida. You'll go through all the Tarpon Springs. I can't even remember all the name. Weeki Wachee, all the different ones till you get up to you get up to Swanee and all through that, and then all the way up to Live Oak, and then you take a left and start going through the Panhandle, and then you have all the Vortex, the Funiac Spring, all the different springs. There's a million of them up through there too. Yeah. On YouTube, I catch those every now and then, the hidden gems of somewhere, or things you might not know about deal, and it's all kinds of cool stuff. Like you're talking about, I've seen several of those where they will have converted some, tiny home type places for people to rent, and it's on this cool thing that used to be something.
Oh yeah,
you can stay at some cool Airbnb places, and when I lived there with Blasi, I never went to any of these places. We went to the beach. We went the other way.
It's funny that this past summer we went to all those places again, like Vortex Springs, Morrison Springs, and then the county's taken over. And then there's Cypress Springs. Dude, there's all those cool places to go up here in the Panhandle. But I mean, that's exactly what we did, was go to the beach all the time. But those things are awesome, and they've invested a ton of money in them. They've redone a lot of these places. Some of them are private, like that Vortex is, but the other ones are ran by the county and all. Dude, they're really cool places.
Is that Vortex? Is that the place where you sent the videos swinging out on that rope?
Yep, that's it. Yeah, that's one of them. Now, they all have ropes, most of them. You get a bunch of rednecks around some water, they're going to have a rope somewhere to swing off of. Hey,
what about, it ain't no bauxite mines, but it'll do.
Oh, my gosh. Them bauxite mines for fun. That's up in Alabama outside of Abbeville, right?
Go find this dirt. You got to find this dirt road that somebody told you about. Go down this dirt road. Find this little place that looks like where you can park. Pull in there. Walk through the woods about 30 minutes.
Just start walking through the woods. Nothing. No signs. Nothing.
Nothing. And then you pop out, and then you'll start seeing a hole, and then boom, this huge.
The next thing you know, you're running and jumping off cliffs.
Was
you
it
another cliff?
Yeah, bauxite mine.
Yeah.
Mine.
Yeah, and the water's beautiful. It's like aqua blue, green. It's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, we had some places like that around where I grew up too, and just I never really dove in it. Some people did, some people got hurt and stuff, so that was enough for me to be like, yeah, I know my dumb ass would end up hurt.
I remember us telling these little kids one time, "Hey, you kids jump in first," and they were like, "No, you give us something." We're like, "No, jump in." They're like, "No, give us a cigarette. We'll jump in." We're like, "All right, cigarette kid," and then they jump in, then we jumped in, make sure it was okay. But they were up there. The little local kids had, just wearing swimming shorts, that rode their bikes up there. Looked like me growing up on Lake Martin. But yeah, we'd show up in college, be out there, man. It was beautiful. It was awesome. And it was so random. Remember, Blasi? It was no instructions. There was no
nothing.
You just had to know how to get there.
Yeah, you're basically I think you're trespassing.
Trespassing, 100%.
Yeah. And then I think I remember it was the first time I ever went there. We're walking through the woods. You're just kind of easing through, and you're way up, you know what I mean? You're kind of above it, so you really can't even see it as you're coming up. It was kind of like a rise. And I was with Bobby John, and dude, all of a sudden he just starts taking his shoes and socks off because he knew where he was, and he just takes off into a sprint.
Of course he does.
And I was like, what the hell's he going? And he just disappeared off the cliff, and I ran down there and looked, and he had jumped. I mean, it was a bunch of feet down, you know what I mean? Oh, yeah. I was like, well, I guess we're here.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is Bobby John from Survivor.
Oh, yeah.
everybody.
Yes, from Survivor, the Bobby John.
The Bobby John. Yeah, he's and he's been on the show. He's been on the show before as well.
You can go back and find the Bobby John episode if you want to do a little deep dive on Tigs bits. Go check us out on that one. That's a pretty good one. That is one interesting character, man, especially for Survivor. Yeah.
I can remember riding through Troy on a random day back in the day and be riding through like Fraternity Row where his fraternity house was and stuff. And you'd just be riding along and then boom, Bobby John would jump out of the woods. He's running. No shirt on, bandana on. He's just running. Hey, what's up? We talk for a minute as he jogs by. All right, see you later. He might outrun my truck, but or maybe he'd dip back into the woods and be running through the woods. He was like
Forrest Gump.
Couldn't just run on the road.
He
had to do some trail running.
Yes.
Yeah. But we just pop out. Like, oh shit, there's Bobby John. Hey buddy, what's going on?
I've seen that multiple times.
Yeah.
What was it he told us, Blasi? Of he doesn't
About
trust anybody if you don't have an onion.
If you don't have an onion in your house, yeah, he don't trust you. Yeah, we can't be friends.
We can't be friends.
You got to have an onion at all times.
Well, I mean, it is very useful. The onion, you can do so many different things with it. And use it as medicine as well. He makes a good point, but I don't know if I would go as far as to not trust you. Well, boys, we've started doing Tigs Tonight, which is a weekly show every night. So you guys, if y'all want to come over, hop over and check that out. We try to go around no later than 8:30. I know some folks are wanting it to be bumped up a little bit earlier. Sometimes whenever I'm able to, and we're able to, we'll do it at 7 or so, but generally probably going to be at 8:30. Y'all come over. Check that out. Last week, what we're doing on that show is talking current events, trending things, basically a Bubba the Love Sponge show, topics of the day, trending topics, but instead of in 4 hours, we do it in 30 minutes and just kind of popping through, going rapid fire style and hitting on several things and just kind of visiting, interacting with the chat. So if y'all haven't ever checked out our other work that we do outside of this Bubba exclusive, we do a whole lot of other stuff too. We have that show. We do a television show, which we recorded just prior to us recording this. That comes out on Right Now TV on Wednesdays. But boys, I know that you saw some of the stuff that we talked about last week. Y'all were able to be on one of the shows.
Yeah.
Did anything pop out at y'all from that list that you had any thoughts about? We talked about the California fires. We talked a little bit about Joe Rogan, and it's like he had what's his name? I can't think of it. Lethal Weapon.
Mel Gibson.
Yeah, Mel
Gibson.
Danny Glover. Mel Gibson, one of the two. He had Mel Gibson on, some controversial stuff from that. I think we showed a clip from it, and I showed a clip as well from a fireman him talking about a fireman that had been on the show, kind of basically talking about all of those California fires well ahead of it actually happening. So, of course, the California fire is still going on as we're recording this. Hopefully by the time you guys are hearing this, all of them are put out, and that is that. That typically doesn't work that way in California. So, but hopefully it does.
Yeah, I was watching the wind shifts on that, like watching a little update that Elon did, with the firefighters and all that, talking about how the winds have shifted basically down, the fire's burning back on itself, which is the best thing, even though it's still burning, it's still coming back in versus. So they're starting to work on the perimeter a little bit, especially on the Palisades fire, all that. But man, that is so dang wild, dude. That is just crazy. It's nuts how it sparked up in multiple places like it did, and then still trying to figure out why it sparked up and what caused it. There was some controversy and some people saying it was when Hulk Hogan got booed, leaving there. They left out there, did a little jet gimmick, and they started the fire when they left out there in their jet, because they were so mad. But I don't know what really started this fire, so.
I heard they were all mad at Jimmy Hart. Nobody liked Jimmy Hart anymore.
Just going to get mad at Jimmy. Poor old Jimmy. He got tired waving that flag, didn't he? Bless his heart.
Mm-hmm.
He's had enough. And then that whole set just did not go like it was supposed to.
Yeah, but not to make light of, serious. That's some serious business over. It's crazy how it's so out of control, and I hope it. And in the long run, I hope everybody's would lose no more lives. Or property. But hopefully it will open the eyes to something's got to change over there. These people need to be safe. These people need to feel safe at their homes. This is a big letdown. Big letdown from their local, regional, and federal government in my eyes. Not very far off track with like a Katrina or something.
It just seems
something
to be
something that could be avoidable, or definitely had a lot better shot at helping themselves had they had the resources, and are being denied that, which is basic infrastructure. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah, you shouldn't have a fire hydrant that doesn't have water in it.
In America, how is that? Before you knew that, before that clip came out, did you think, besides somewhere that was not being used, like a part of town, they've, like say there's a part of, I don't know, any town, they're not using this district that used to be some industry, they've shut everything off down there. I kind of would get that. But anywhere, a normal place where someone may live or work in America, would you think the fire hydrant outside didn't have damn water in it? And if it didn't, wouldn't you think there's normally people fixing that or working on it? Anywhere else, you'd see that anywhere else in the country.
A rare circumstance, this one didn't work or whatever, but it was a bunch of them.
That's what I'm saying.
Inexcusable, and just
I would
a
never
lot
have
of poor
thought
decisions. You get into whatever you want to out there, but a lot of poor decisions have led to that fire just setting up. They haven't controlled burns. They never do that. They don't clean.
I can't believe that they didn't do that. They don't clean. They don't, anything that's dead, they have to leave there. Like they were saying, that's the first fire in the Palisades and some of those areas in like 40 or 50 years, period.
Yep.
Period. And they're burning down here every winter. You know what I mean? Making sure
I
we're
can
getting
remember
that stuff clean.
talking to a guy in Northern California saying that, in the 40s, I think it was, or 50s, the EPA came in and made them stop doing their burn. They used to burn the whole side of the mountain. Up there in Napa-Yolo County line, up that part of Northern California, they used to burn the whole mountain because in that way in the spring, the nitrates would hit the ground, the shoots would grow up green, everything has something to eat. There's not enough water out there, everything, but they can't do it anymore. Everything's just struggling for water. It's dying. It needs to be, and then that's what happens. That's
yeah.
And, and I've said this before, like places like Vegas, man. You got to have resources where you set up shop. That's why we all set up shop on rivers and stuff. You can't live somewhere there's no water. And if it's getting cut off from somewhere else, that needs to be something worked out. But I don't think there ever was enough for a big population like that. I was saying, I don't know how Nevada's, like Las Vegas, how is that even a thing? There's one little spring there when the first people went, and there's 3 million people live there. How?
And look at Lake Mead now and
now they're fighting over
100
water.
feet low. Well, I wonder why.
I just don't see why why you would think, but you just think it just goes to prove the earth, Mother Nature, all that's undefeated. As men, we're just tiny. We cannot control everything like we think we can. We just can't.
Well said.
And we all live in hurricane world. We know this firsthand every couple of years.
True.
Probably more than anybody else in the country, really, as far as repetitive major stuff.
It's
us in
every
the Southeast.
year.
Yeah, it's Texas all the way to Florida and a little bit up the East Coast over there. We get the hurricanes every year somewhere.
Between tornadoes, severe weather, and hurricanes, the whole South in general, from Texas all the way over, just constant floods.
Oh, yeah.
Flooding.
Just that old Gulf of America is like a catcher's mitt, to begin with.
It really is. The Gulf of America is a huge catcher's mitt. That's a story from last week, Blasi. Thoughts on that? Thoughts on Gulf of America?
Well, I think it needs to open up sponsorship and naming rights to all waterways, ponds, lakes, rivers, everything else. There's a Blasi's Pond out in Opp, Alabama right now. So, but my grandfather developed some real estate there, so that's how it got named. So maybe we just need to open that up and everything gets renamed and we raise a bunch of money like I talked about. We can
maybe eventually get corporate sponsors.
Down. Yeah, absolutely. Nothing like the
Gulf
SoFi.
of America presented by Exxon. You just totally turn the whole thing, and you're going to want the oil companies are going to be big on that. So
maybe we should figure out how to be the broker, the middleman on that deal.
Well, I think we kind of drilled down into this last week on one of the shows at some point, and I think we figured out a lot of stuff. I can't even remember if that was. I think that was when we went live. I don't know. It's like 11 shows ago, but yeah, we need to.
Hey,
Yeah, we do like Yellowwood.
We figured out why the
Alabama
Gulf of
River
America
would be like the Yellowwood. Welcome to the Alabama River, presented by Yellowwood, or just the Yellowwood River. Maybe we just rename the whole dang river. You know what I mean? Just like they did the Gulf of America.
It would be it would have to be like one of the sports books now, though, right? Because the sports books are the biggest, advertiser. They've passed beer and cigarettes. It's gambling now. It'd be whatever DraftKings. River.
That's right.
That's right. Absolutely.
Bally's or whatever.
Yeah. ESPN Bet.
Caesar's Bay.
Yeah. Caesar's Bay.
Apalachicola no more. This is Caesar's Bay.
That's
Caesar's
right.
Bay, baby.
Oh God! Look, that's not. I don't think this is too far fetched from happening at some point in time in the world. If Saudi Arabia has anything to do with it, it will happen once they own everything.
And I'm good with it as long as they take half the money and put it towards helping people who need help, and then don't just blow all the money. You know what I mean? Like I normally do. Hey, speaking of crazy stuff, I got to tell y'all this. Do y'all remember me texting y'all saying, please remind me to tell you the story about my dad and $5 worth of weed from a gas station?
Here we go.
I sent him the number and told him to call and leave a voicemail. So hopefully I want to play this. I want to play it. I'm going to give a little bit of the story, but we're going to let this ride out for another week and see if I can get him to tell the story. Or because I would call him and just do it this way, but I don't think you're going to hear it well enough. Even if I put him on speaker, I don't think it would work well enough. Do you?
I don't think it would.
So I'm gonna make him call the voicemail line and leave us a message. But so my dad tells me my dad's a character. Anybody knows my dad knows he's a character because people think and I'm wild or whatever. But I'm like, y'all, I'm just middle of the road where I'm from. But this guy's up there. He's a legend. So. He's pretty straight laced these days, or as much as you can be for an ex-outlaw, But he said, and he's a little old and broken, But he said, man, I they sell weed gummies at the gas station now. I was like, yeah. He said, man, let me tell you, I went and got one last week, $5. Brought it home, split it with Lisa, his girlfriend, and he said a few minutes later, she goes, hell, I got a little money. Well, let's go to the dog track. Which so he said they end up at the dog track. Next thing you know, by the time they get the dog track, he can't get neither one of them. They both refuse to get out of the car. He said he ends up over at ends up over the Alabama-Georgia state line. Somehow has no idea how he got there. When he just came to it, he's on a dirt road at the Alabama-Georgia state line.
Good Lord.
Which we live over near there, so that's not too far. But it's still it's the opposite direction from the dog track. How you got to be like going towards like Columbus, Phoenix City, up that way somewhere. I have no idea. And what else did he say? He has no idea how he got gas. Y'all got to hear this story. And he said $5 and he ate half of it. And it did all this to him. My dad's a party guy. Like he's done them all. He's done all the fun stuff that everybody did in the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
It's that weird Delta.
It's some kind of weird something. That's what it is.
Dude, that stuff's weird. That's a weird deal. That stuff's dangerous.
And he's used to normal, good old school, real deal, all the
fake
fun stuff.
Synthetic.
So this threw him a loop on a $5 halvesies on a 5 spot from the gas station. Dang. And he said it was shaped like a star and this, that. And so, all right, I'm going to let his storytelling is so much better than mine. His one-liners, oh, it's so good. It renewed my soul talking to my dad the other day because I hadn't talked to him in a while, for one. And two, I remember why he holds such a special spot. He and I just have such a connection there, the way he tells and the way we talk and stuff. But he had me dying. So he ends up on the state line. He said, all right, so then he's going down this dirt road, he says, and he said, I'm trying to go slow, because I don't want to F up. And I'm just taking it easy through there. And about that time, boom, we felt something bump. We heard a noise. So I stopped and I get out and it's another car and a couple. I guess they had their lights off. I don't know how we hit each other. So somebody ends up in a half-ass wreck or something. He said, these people look so crazy. He said, you ain't never seen no people look like this couple I was trying to talk to. I'm trying to ask them, y'all all right, everything, this and that. He said they wouldn't hardly talk or nothing. He said, we changed numbers and we both left. And he said, that's when he said about getting gas. And he said something about his alternator went out, but somehow he got that back and he ended up back at home.
What an adventure, man.
Then I said, wow, that's something. He said, yeah, at one point I thought we was being led around by aliens. I really do. I said, huh? Now you take it. Well, I said, what do you mean? Like they were guiding your car around? He said, or something. He goes, and that couple I told you about, I said, what, you think they were aliens? He said, I ain't never seen another pair of people look like that in my life.
Wow.
So y'all, I'm over here just like, and he's telling me, and we know that some of the stuff we say would sound so outrageous to most people, but we know it's 100% shoot, and the way we tell it, deliver it's the way it needs to be told with all the expletives in the way you don't pull nothing, you tell exactly. And some people are like, whoa, but that's what, and so I'm getting it. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, I've done all this. Ain't nothing ever thrown me for a loop like that.
That's crazy.
And then the whole led by aliens, he said, because I don't know how we were here. And then them talking to them people, how'd I get back to the gas station? He said, I remember pulling up there and I told Lisa, I'll pump, you go in and pay. She said, I ain't getting out of this damn car till we get home. So somehow he got some gas. He don't remember pumping it and got home.
Wow.
JR, I got an idea. If you, like on your iPhone, if you get a new update, when you're on a phone call in the top left-hand corner of the screen, you can record that conversation.
Mm-hmm. That's what I didn't know. Dude, he was almost at the end of the story when I realized I should have been doing that. Well, how do you do it? I'll see the button
like
up
if you're in a phone
call.
If you're in a phone call, you'll see in the top left-hand corner, and you'll press it. It'll say, this phone call is now being recorded. And and then you're rolling. But, so it's great, though. I did it the other day with Hal. We were just talking.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that how you and Hal did it? I figured that's how you did it.
Well, I had that app before you could do it, but you have to make a call, call 800 number. But now it's just part of your iPhone. So which is awesome for stuff like that.
Both of your voices were level and all like it's a dream.
Yeah, awesome. I'm gonna
there
do
may
that,
be
man.
A potential new show in the works.
Yeah, I didn't know that was an option, but I'm definitely doing that. Yeah, because dude, it hit, and then I asked him. I said, "Man, you got to tell that again. I got to get you on the podcast. Tell the story, Dad." I said, "You think you could tell it again?" He said, "Son, I ain't never gonna forget this shit." He said, "I'll be telling this story the day I die. It was unreal."
Oh, I can't wait.
And I tell you this, my dad has one of the earliest UFO stories I've ever heard from someone I know personally that I could see where it could be valid. He has a great story about locking up the old farm my grandparents used to have in Montgomery back in probably the late 80s. Saw a hovering craft, the whole lights, the whole deal. He's like, son, I'm telling you, I was this and that, but I was fine. I know what I seen and I know what was what. And I've been out there like that, So we'll get him to tell that one too. And that was always one that I thought that was interesting. And he stuck with it too. It wasn't just to this or that. He's always stuck with, I saw something. I'm telling you what, I don't give a damn. And like I say, he's a character when he tells. I don't give a damn who believes me.
Make sure he knows that number 225-800-3058. Y'all can call and leave us a message as well. It may even end up on the show. So
I want to say thank you to everybody who has been calling in, leaving voicemails. Been some really great voicemails, some great interactions with people. Good funny stuff from folks. I mean, I died at some of the ones we were listening to earlier.
That's some good ones.
And there were some good ones. And then just and thank you to everybody who gives us a thumbs up or gives us some constructive criticism or tells us what they like about the show or wants a shout out and that kind of stuff. We appreciate everybody doing that. It's good to know that we're not wasting our time here. I've had a blast talking about the topics we've done lately. I had a good time doing the Q&A or the trivia the other day, and then the rapid fire today was fun on some of our other shows. But I'm glad. I'll be glad to see what comes out of BARP. I know it's kind of a low point now with Bubba stuff because we just coming out of the holidays, and then everybody's getting geared up for BARP. So it's been BARP talk leading up till now. Understandably so.
Totally.
But after BARP, what about all these stories we're going to have? We're going to have. I mean, who gets fired? Who does something crazy?
It might be us. We might get fired. This could be the last. This could be the one and only BARP.
I would love to see a makeshift wrestling match thrown to backstage wrestling match, like I don't know, you and Lummy versus I don't know, just two random other people.
I ain't wrestling anybody at this event. If I'm going with anybody, I've got to have Captain Creamsicle on my side, number one.
Yeah.
And, I'm immediately recruiting him. If we're going against Lummy, just for size-wise, that's the only person that I know of. And maybe Big E. Big Eric.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So well, Blasi, I know you got to get out of here. You've got some stuff to do. You've actually got to go to work now, which... Sorry about that.
It's okay. That's all good. It's actually great. I appreciate the opportunity. I'm glad I get to go to work.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's right. So y'all stay tuned next week. Stories from BARP.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.